Hello everyone. As you know, on July 18th of this year, Coherent Solutions will celebrate its 28th anniversary. In anticipation of this date, Rob and I decided to have a conversation that we'd like to share with you.
So 28 years.
Yeah, it's hard to
Can you believe it?
it's hard to imagine.
Is this what you had in mind when you launched Coherent Solutions?
Well,
July of 1995.
yeah, no, I didn't. But it's definitely been a journey with lots of ups and downs and lots of excitement and a lot of fun in general. But always wanted to grow the business and never knew exactly how big or where we're going to get.
Yeah.
And if you remember, even when we started our EOS system sessions, 10 years ago, and we had this energizing target of $100 million, it seemed like complete impossibility.
Seemed ridiculous almost,
Right,
to put it out
right.
there. Yeah.
So that's definitely been quite a journey.
Yeah. So at this point in our history here, we're working on kind of sharpening our messaging, sharpening branding, things like that. So why are we doing it? Yeah.
So I would say that we're not changing who we are. We're not changing the way we operate or the way we function. Frankly speaking, that really hasn't almost changed almost from the very beginning.
Right.
We've been always in the software development business. What I think is very important now is a refresh to all of this. And the reason for that, actually a few reasons. So one is that we have hired a lot of new people over the last 3 years. We have grown very substantially in terms of the revenue and the headcount and everything else. So we have a lot of new people. Combined with the fact that travel was very restricted and limited, so that limited our face-to-face time meetings and connections. So, and also, I guess my main intent is to eliminate any confusion or any misinterpretation of who we are, what we do, and why clients working with us. So I want everyone in the company, first and foremost, understand, use clear terminology and clear understanding of what our company is all about.
Just as we've expanded to additional countries, it's gotten more complicated. When we were primarily in Minneapolis and Minsk, it was just a tighter culture. It was easier to transmit things informally, kind of word of mouth, kind of bottom up. But as you know, now we're in 10 different countries, and in some of those countries, even multiple cities, it gets more and more important to kind of write stuff down and be a little more intentional about how we communicate it. We're communicating across, probably 6 different languages, 7 different languages. So it's a lot. So
without a doubt, and also as both you and I know, even when we present the company to the outside people, they always ask the question: are you guys in staff augmentation business? Right. Are you in the project business? And it's important for us, first and foremost, internally, for everyone to understand what business we're in.
Right.
So we're not in the outsourcing business, we're not in the staff augmentation business, we're in a software product development business. And when on the first hand, the differences are subtle, but they're key and very important for everyone to understand, because that differentiates truly professional software development company from the outsourcing company. You can't outsource knowledge. You can outsource support function, you can outsource certain elements, but knowledge is not outsourceable, if that's the word. So that's the main reason for me to initiate this whole effort, to make sure that we as organization clearly understand internally what business we're in.
And I think the competitive landscape has gotten tougher the last couple of years. So there's still a lot of demand for our services, but it's just a lot of competition to fight through. And I think the quality we provide is really strong. We haven't always been the best at articulating it to new customers. Our existing customers fully understand it and appreciate it.
Right.
But to explain it to new people, is not always the smoothest, and it's an area that we have to improve in. So.
That's it, and that's kind of going back to this point, is the question that we frequently get asked is, what is the difference, what's so different about Coherent Solutions? And to be able to articulate that from a company culture standpoint, from the advisory mindset of our people, to tools and technologies and delivery model and expertise that we bring to the table, all those elements combined differentiate us. Not our ability to do some specific small function, but the combination of all of these four. First and foremost, again, it goes back to our people, their skills, their ability, their desire to participate, feel ownership of their customers' projects. Those are the main key differentiators that we have in place.
Yeah. So our goals in articulating everything is provide better messaging to prospects, better messaging to our current clients, our current people, attract new talent, and we also want to frankly refresh kind of all of our collateral, and maybe most importantly refresh the website to match this, right?
That's exactly it. This is what we're doing. But also, if you think about this, how do we sell and present our services, right? So we obviously we have a sales team. Obviously we have a delivery team whose tasks are to present all of this. But it's also ultimately it's our people who are indirectly selling our services by providing their services and knowledge and everything else. So we have 2,000 people, plus minus, and if everyone clearly understands who we are, what is the core value that we provide to our clients, we ultimately have so many pseudo salespeople representing the company. So that's the importance for everyone, like how it affects every employee, why they need to know this is exactly that. They need to understand the core, the essence, the value that we provide to the clients. That would maximize our ability to present and sell our services to the broader public.
Okay, so we talked about why we're doing this. So I think we need to talk about what everything is. So we have some, I guess, key components to our messaging. So the vision is the first, mission, our core values, which hopefully everyone is well aware of already, and then our primary marketing messages. And these things together they're different elements, but they really shape what the messaging is. So the vision, just as kind of commonly defined within business, this is a long-term goal. So this is Jim Collins, Good to Great, called it the BHAG, the Big Hairy Ass Goal. So you look out in the distance, what are you going towards? And so really, what is our vision, or what are the key elements that you see in our vision?
So as we talked about this earlier, Coherent Solutions is a software product development company. We provide digital engineering services. So as such, our vision is to become a premier provider to our clients of digital product engineering services. Yeah. And we do this by fostering the culture of innovation, creativity, and involvement.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and I think we also have a vision of just providing a positive impact in general with what we do. For many of our customers, that's financial in nature, but not all of them. Some of them are mission-driven nonprofits.
Absolutely.
And the work that we do has great impact in people's lives, healthcare, education, et cetera. So it's not always just measured in money.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Okay, so the next thing then really is our mission. So the mission is what one does to accomplish the vision. So what are we doing sort of day in and day out to walk toward that distant place in the future?
Right. So the mission is basically how we do it, to your point, is we empower business success by cutting-edge technology, solutions, and innovation. So this is the cornerstone of the mission. And to your point earlier, it's not just necessarily the financial elements, it's also the elements that different mission-based or vision-based solutions that our clients are looking for. So we are staying involved with the business needs, we're staying involved with what they're looking to accomplish, and this is really the cornerstone of the mission.
Yeah, and I think we provide excellent value also in how we do that. That's a big part of our model as well. We're extremely efficient and productive and cost effective, and that's a key part of how customers use us to accomplish their business goals.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Okay, so then the next part is really what makes us unique. What are our marketing messages, if you will? And we talk about them in terms of 4 uniques. So it's 4 different items, and each one of these by themselves wouldn't necessarily make us unique, but it's the collection of these together that we feel like gives us a really specific place in the market that we can message on.
Exactly. If we take a small step back and look at our company as a business, what do we do? We provide service, right? So service is, by definition of a service, it's an intangible element. So it's hard to measure, weigh, it's hard to give it any physical characteristics. That's why we came up, as you remember a while ago, we came up with 4 uniques, the way that, to your point, the combination of them differentiates our company from the competition. So first and foremost, it's our company culture that basically translates into our ability to advise, not just follow the instructions, but to be innovators and advisors. This is the key element. Our delivery model that has been refined and renewed for the last 28 years, and it's been so the delivery model, our ability to be engaged with our clients through and provide experience and knowledge that very unique and strong for us, as well as experience in custom software product development. So the combination of these factors make our company unique and very strongly positioned.
Yeah, I think on the product development expertise, certainly we have significant technology chops and ability across pretty much all popular technologies. I think we're also very expert in the process by which one develops software products, and even how one organizes teams. I think it's a technology process and teams that all bring together that expertise. And yeah, I agree. We also, it's difficult to communicate to new prospects, but partnership is a key part of our model with customers. So this means we make it a priority to understand what are their values and their priorities and their goals, and then we really try to make those goals our own. And in showing them that we can accomplish those goals, that's how we demonstrate to them that we can provide value to them. And that's just baked into everything that we do, sort of day in and day out.
Yeah, the value of partnership, you can't undermine that, because we're not a transactional relationship company. We're truly based on the long-term partnerships, long-term engagements, long-term relationships with both our clients and our employees. That's probably one of the key cornerstones of our success.
Yeah, and I agree, the proven delivery model. So certainly, how do we engage with customers? How do we set up our collaboration with them? How do we document what their priorities and goals are and show them how we're accomplishing them? That's a key part. How do we marshal? We have 2,000 people across 10 countries. It's a pretty extraordinary feat to be able to bring these people together. Sometimes we have teams of people across 7, 8 countries, and we can bring them together very much as a kind of one team. And it's seamless in terms of the collaboration with customers. It's
definitely a process, as we learned over the last 3, 4, 5 years of rapid growth. It's definitely a process, but it kind of transitions a little bit into the core values. As long as people are aligned on their values, it simplifies the process of acting as a team. It simplifies the process of acting as one whole unit, regardless of the location, geographies, and languages.
Yeah.
And again, as we know, we do have challenges that we're dealing with, but as long as we're marching in the same direction, these challenges are a lot easier to deal with.
So you mentioned the core values. It's a good segue. So the core values, we have 5 of them.
Right.
And so the core values are meant to be a description of a company's culture. So, culture can sometimes be this thing that's hard to put your finger on. And the point in articulating the core values is to put our finger on it and speak more precisely about it. So when we're interviewing candidates and we're trying to understand, are they a fit for our culture or not, we can talk about it in terms of core values. Or if we are talking about existing team members, and maybe they're a great fit or not a great fit, it again helps us put words to why they're a great fit, what specifically makes them a fit. It's the alignment with the values. So what are the values for everyone?
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is, first of all, I completely agree with everything you said. I mean, this is very strong internal tool for building the culture, for establishing and determining who we are and kind of what defines us. I would also say that indirectly, we use these values with our clients. They may not align, we may not rate them based on each and every value that we have, but it's a very good tool for us to assess how strong the partnership is going to be in the future. So core values, passion for excellence. So this is one. Integrity and professionalism, team above self, results oriented, customer focused. So we can dive and spend time on each and every one, which is, I think, is very important for people to understand, because they can be interpreted in different ways. But I think in a nutshell, the 5 core values that we spent, as you remember, spent a lot of time defining and refining and trying, and maybe not everyone in the company knows, but it's not how we came up with core values, not because we aspired to be someone else. We came up with these core values based on the assessments of the best employees, the best group of people who we had in the company. It's like, what do they have in common? And we came up with these values at that time.
Yeah, we literally put 20 people's names. We won't embarrass them by saying who they are. Most of them are still in the company, but we put 20 people's names on the board, and then we tried to identify what are the common traits that they have. And from that really said, oh, these common traits, these are our values. This is our culture. And like you said, the 5 that you mentioned, that's really what came out of it, after a little bit of wordsmithing as well. So maybe starting with passion for excellence. So the passion for excellence, from your perspective, kind of what's the essence of that?
Don't be satisfied with mediocre results. Always strive to get to the best possible outcomes. Whether it's learning some new technology, whether it's meeting clients' expectations or your teammates' expectations, just never be happy with mediocre results. There is no limit to excellence.
Yeah.
We always have room for perfection and improvement.
And always have a desire and a willingness to get better. Just whatever it is, be interested and curious about how can you get better and continue to push yourself.
Exactly.
Just a little bit every day. So, okay, next is integrity and professionalism.
I think this one kind of speaks for itself, right? So there is not a lot of explanation that I can add. It's just there are certain norms of behavior in the professional world that people need to adhere. So on basic level, don't lie and don't be at work late, to just basically just being professional. And frankly, I don't remember what the definition of professionalism is, but it's just being professional. It seems to be so natural in the professional environment.
And it's just the value of reputation. So it's actually really interesting to me. We operate in these cities of millions of people. Minsk has millions of people, in Warsaw and Minneapolis. But reputation goes a long way. Reputation with customers is important, but even reputation internally with employees, with candidates, et cetera. People will remember how they're treated and how you act for a long time.
And it also kind of goes into some other elements. So it goes into the elements of, say, one of the key features of the business is transparency of the service. So transparency is so important in how we provide our services. It eliminates some additional barriers to be continuously in business of providing excellent services and everything else. So, but transparency is not only with our relationship with our clients, it's also transparency with your colleagues and in your daily life.
Yeah. Okay, so customer focused is the next one.
Yeah, this one is also speaks for itself. Our clients telling us that the best relationships with, as you know, with clients that we have, they don't distinguish between our team and their team. We're part of their team. So when we focus on the success of our clients, when it's a mindset of our teams to be successful in their engagements, to be successful in their tasks, that constitutes the extremely important value, because that's ultimately why our clients hiring us and keeping us engaged for many, many years. As some of you may or may not know, but our client retention rate is very high. It's over 95% year to year. And that's one of the key reasons why.
Yeah, which is extraordinary for the industry. So that's not normal for our industry to have that high of a retention rate. So,
exactly.
Okay, team above self is the next one.
Team above self, if you hard press me and ask me to pick one core value that supersedes, and the most important one, I would say team above self is number one, in my opinion. And the reason is that it doesn't matter how strong individuals are, we've been hired, we've been retained as a team. And the team is not just us, the team is our team, client team, combined teams, and ultimately teams achieve results. So everything else kind of plays into that, from customer focus to integrity to knowledge, everything else plays into the team performance. So again, performing and achieving results as a team versus being an individual contributor who can sort of excel in certain functions but undermine to some extent team's performance is the key. Is really accomplishments of a team is really the main core value that we have.
Well, it's the old proverb, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together.
Exactly.
So it's really working together, and I agree. Over the long haul, the achievements that one can accomplish working together just far supersede what one can do alone. And it just feels better. I don't know, from my perspective, it's more enjoyable.
That's it.
To have colleagues and be in community and doing stuff as a group. So, okay, and then the final one is results oriented.
It's also a simple one. It's no politic and no just focus on what the results are expected from you. It doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong, how we got there, but the results are results. And being focused on these results eliminates politic and eliminates some process sort of coverage, if you will, instead of actually getting to the bottom line results. So that's to me is a very important value.
And I think it goes with how we work with customers, but also I think it's very important of how we work internally. So
exactly.
We care about what people do. We don't necessarily care about what people say or how pretty a picture is or something. We care about the results. That's what's important at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So this is not some academic ivory tower exercise. It's very practical and applied in what we want to accomplish. What do you see as Coherent's future?
We going through this exercise right now, not because we're changing the identity of the company or changing the DNA of our organization. We've been in the software product development industry in digital engineering since pretty much very beginning. The reason is to refresh this in everyone's mind, to make sure that we all as a company are on the same page. So needless to say, we're living through some challenging times right now. But what's important for people to know, and as a reminder as well, we've been through this a few times in the past. Right. And as they say, what comes down has to come up at some point. So we know that the downturn in the economy, downturn in the demand will change and will be up again, will be growing again. It's important for us to come out from this with having stronger tools, toolkits, if you will, in place. And we see this discussion, we see these tools that we discussed today as the key elements for our success. We need to make sure that we're all on the same page. We need to make sure that we have the same values. We need to make sure that we all share in the understanding of who we are. That will provide better ammunition and better tools for us to be successful in the future. The growth is part of our DNA. We want to grow. We want to evolve as a company, as a business, as individuals. So I'm super excited about the future, and we just need to get through this downturn of the economy, downturn in the world, and we'll be up for a prosperous and better future.